What's up, boys? It's me, ya demon. So, I was thinking, there are 4 members of the Sleepy Boys Inc. and 4 main sides of Sander Sides. Presenting Fandom Fusions. For each fusion, I decided to use the Sleepy Boy member as the base of the fusion, just to give each design a little bit more variety. I decided to fuse Virgil and Wilbur for the first design because both members have a similar role of being the angstier member of their crew, and they also share a similar aesthetic. I changed Virgil's jacket to be a hoodie as a bit of a combination between his jacket and Wilbur's jumper he wears normally. I also shifted the hairline down to cover one of Wilbur's eyes to resemble Virgil's bangs. I added bits of yellow into the bits of plaid in the hoodie to give more of Wilbur's color scheme into the design. I added a plaid beanie to the design to add more of Wilbur's Minecraft skin into the character. With such similar aesthetics, it ended up looking a lot more like Wilbur dressed up as Virgil than a combination of the two. So after I finished recording, I decided to switch the hoodie strings and the emblems on his shoes to be yellow as more of a nod to Wilbur. And with that, this fusion is complete. Here is Anxiety. Roman and Tommy are both the most expressive and impulsive members of their groups, so combining them just made sense. However, since their color palettes are both almost identical, it was very difficult to figure out a way to make it so Tommy didn't just look like he was dressing up as a prince. I solved this dilemma by giving the character a varsity jacket, which allowed me to also implement a lot of the characteristics of Roman's jacket into the design. I made the varsity jacket sleeves red to keep the color composition similar to Tommy's. I also had the pose of the character be in one of Roman's famous extravagant poses, but I also had him holding Tommy's discs since they are such a core part of Tommy's character. I also had him standing on an actual soapbox, probably giving some crazy speech about the artistic value of the discs Mellow High and Cat. In the end, this was definitely my favorite fusion to make by far, and it really helped me push myself with my posing and gesture drawing. afterwards, I decided that the jacket was missing something, so I added Roman's emblem onto the sleeve, and also changed the frontmost disc to be cat, so it could be a nod to Remus. With some final edits in the shading, I give you creativity. As Patton and Phil are both the dads of their groups, combining them also just made the most sense. However, it did lead to a lot of interesting design choices. I kept the color palette to a very simple cyan, light green, and beige combo, so it wasn't very distracting. I began by changing Patton's cat hoodie into a cardigan, which was tied into a knot and secured with a clasp that looks like a hardcore heart. I also switched Phil's bucket hat into a visor with green paw prints on it to keep Patton's paw print aesthetic in there. I also couldn't resist giving this character a pair of dad Crocs to rock at whichever sporting event he's at, rooting for his boys. When looking up references for the sunglasses, I just searched up dad sunglasses, and funny enough, the one that came up was actually the pair of sunglasses my dad likes to wear, so I think they fit pretty well. I tried to bring in some colors from the other fusions so that there was more harmony between them in this fusion, but the only one that seemed to fit well was red for creativity. So with that all out of the way, here is morality. This final fusion was for sure the most difficult one for me to figure out, which is very unfortunate as these are both my favorite members of their respective groups. Since Techno and Logan both have completely contrasting color schemes and also outfit choices, it was very difficult to figure out how to combine them together. I decided to try and use a warm blue palette, if that even makes any sense, and also gave it a similar silhouette to Techno's. I decided to make the character look like a detective as both members use their analytical skills very prominently in their respective mediums. It was very difficult to figure out how the anatomy of this odd pig hybrid character would turn out. So some parts of it look a little wonky and misshaped, which is not ideal. I didn't want to keep Techno's crown as it would be too similar to Roman's design to be a fusion for Logan, so I decided to switch it to a fedora which fit my detective theme. I also gave him a little notepad so that it's a little notepad so he seems to be taking notes on whatever case or mystery he's working on at the moment. In the end, this is definitely the one I am the least proud of, but here is logic. Overall, this was a very fun thought process into character design that I really enjoyed doing. And if you can think of any names for any of these fusions, please comment below with the name of your choice. And if this video gets 100 likes, I will do a follow-up video with the final 2 sides of Sandersides and 2 other MCYTs. And as always, remember to keep the magic!